Hello. So it is day, oh gosh, I don't even know. I think 114. And I'm sitting on my front porch. It's my house. I'm about to go to work. I teach piano lessons. I'm sure you know that by now. And I just wanted to do a little check-in because I had a rough weekend emotionally. I finally had some free time on a weekend, and I'm finding that, these check-in videos, the whole point is to encapsulate, what this experience is like of writing every day, of taking something that is supposed to be for pleasure or creative and giving it a formulaic structure. Maybe almost as a cautionary tale to myself, because I've always suspected I wouldn't be very happy in jobs where the writing was mandatory and required. It's not that I'm not finding any joy in this, it's just that it's very hard to make this an 100% priority because it's so arbitrary and so constant. It's too much. But then it's also very difficult to have enough headspace to make other creative projects a priority. Right now, just for my own sense of sanity, I'm burning some newer versions of my Trees for Clouds album onto a disc, because I just am realizing that's the kind of stuff I used to do for fun with my songs, is I used to kind of check in with them every so often. Like, even if a project wasn't getting done, I could check in on it by, kind of dreaming about it, dreaming about working on it, dreaming about time that I would work on it. And, and that dreaming time is when I got a lot of work done, strangely. Like, listening to old songs with the intent of relearning them for a show or for whatever, was actually a very relaxing, kind of soothing way that songwriting was kind of like one of my best friends. And now that it's just output required every day, it's not like that. I don't hate it now. I just am not getting the, whatever that peace is that comes with there being no real deadlines. And, yeah, it's taken me a long time to release my albums in the past, but this isn't actually making it any better. It probably would have been wise to just set some goals for my albums, kind of like we did with Cloudlight, and just push them out into the world, rather than, take this strange tangential challenge. But I was talking with my boyfriend a little bit about why I did this, and I do want to, I don't want to call out his beliefs or anything, but it is interesting to think about who we write for. And I think some people are more aware of their own selfishness than others. I think maybe I delude myself a little bit about how selfish it is to be a songwriter. To even the way of helping people by sharing your authentic feelings is still, helping people by being your natural self. It's not like helping people by sacrificing yourself in tons of labor or something. I mean, it is labor. I don't know. It's a labor of love. But I don't know. It's, I guess I just feel, I've felt for a long time, ever since I was a teenager, well, ever since I was 3 years old, I knew I wanted to be a songwriter, but ever since I was a teenager, it felt kind of like a calling. And I don't know, there's just a lot of emotions mixed up in it. I guess what I want to get back to is remembering that the only reason that I'm doing this YouTube aspect of the Daily Songwriting Challenge is because, sorry, I'm getting distracted. There's kids playing and neighbors coming out. Maybe I'll go inside. Hold on one second. Okay, there, it's like I'm still outside. I'm in nature. Me and my plant. Just kidding. It's not really nature. Well, it is. He's big. Anyway, I guess I just wanted to acknowledge that, this was more born, I always say it was born out of, the administration and all that, but that's a long other story. But I just also want to acknowledge, it was starting to feel weird I've been writing hundreds of songs a year since like 2014. And it was starting to feel weird to just keep saying, I write hundreds of songs a year. Like, it was making me feel kind of like annoying or braggy. And I wasn't trying to be braggy. I was actually trying to, like, sometimes I was saying it during like a writer's block workshop that I was teaching, or during like, I volunteer for a couple different organizations and trying to like help people with writer's block and help people see that writer's block is essentially just judgment. You know, it means you don't like what you're writing. And so you start writing and then you're like, ew, I don't like that. And so you stop. And if you do that to yourself enough, you don't write. And most people, I think, block themselves. I mean, there's writer's block, but there's also like art block, or, you know, practicing an instrument block. I mean, there's all these blocks in the world. I mean, I used to love doing art. I definitely have a block around art. I could totally pick it up. Like, it's not like I can't do it, you know? And so I was always trying to educate people and say, you know, for me, it's like a faucet now. I just don't censor myself. And yeah, I get a song I like once in a blue moon, but a lot of times they just feel very repetitive. And that's okay. And I think I underwent this challenge because I was tired of just saying that, and I wanted to like prove it and have people believe me that I really do write hundreds of songs a year. But like, why prove it? I guess I don't even know. So I'm just struggling because this is taking way more out of me than I was expecting. Like, I don't believe I have anything to prove. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying being, well, I don't know what I think about fame. Fame's a whole other thing. I don't know. I think almost everybody in this industry would like to be more successful. I've been questioning whether I want the challenges that go along with that. The challenges emotionally, the challenges financially, the challenges paperwork-wise, the challenges physically, the demands on your time, the demands on your ability to make quick decisions. I mean, there's so many aspects of success in almost any industry that I'm not sure I think is the purpose of life. But I could be wrong. I don't know. At least not the purpose of life for me, perhaps. Even just if I look at my values and what I like to spend my time doing, it just doesn't line up with the things that I say or have said that I want. So, I don't know. It's been a lot of intense feelings this past 100-some days. And I'm sure it's not all that. I mean, I'm also embarking on a lot of other new projects. And anyway, check-ins. So I have a show coming up on Friday, and I just agreed to do a radio spot too the day before it. And so that kind of stuff always makes me nervous too. I think somewhere deep inside of me, I feel like I could be better than I am. Like I could try harder. I don't know. Maybe it's a focus issue. Probably doesn't help that I added this challenge and that I do so many challenges and have so many projects. But, well, first video I made myself cry in. Anyway. But I'm very happy to be sharing music. I'm just tired. Even though I had a whole weekend of mostly rest, I think I'm just tired. I think this challenge is taking something out of me. And there's not that many people paying attention to it, so it's not like I'm getting refilled by other people caring. And I think I don't hold that against anyone. I wouldn't watch this much crap. I hardly consume any music, so I have nothing to hold against anyone. I think it's just making me question my decision-making skills, including deciding to do a challenge like this. I have no idea. Anyway, yeah, well, that was heavy and sad. There's a lot of sad things going on in the world right now. This is probably a lot related to that. We've had a lot of stress at home, not interpersonally. That's been going quite well, but other things. Yeah. Things, though, that I suspect other people wouldn't find that stressful. I think my threshold for stress has just gotten way lower since I've gotten older, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. But it certainly makes me wonder if I need to resize or downsize or completely alter my hopes and dreams for my own life. But I love my students, and I love nature, and I love my piano, and I love making up music. I think it's getting a little bit heavy not having much of an income. My income is very tight to the bone in terms of savings or, planning for a future or taking a vacation. And I think that is weighing on me a little bit this week. And yeah, that's what a lot of this is. And so having these huge demands on my time for a year-long challenge while I'm realizing I should be focusing on some other things, not just creatively, but also to make money, is kind of... Whoops. Ran out of room again. Anyway, so in closing, over 100 days into this, and I'm thinking of not making it 365 days, or at least I had that passing thought. And the only reason I'm realizing I might do that is not because I don't want to write hundreds of songs a year, but because, practically speaking, I need to earn money and make a living, and there's a lot of things that are coming second fiddle to this every day, and I tried to drop the word should from my vocabulary, but I just don't know if that's the wisest thing for me, or for anyone who's trying to run a business. And life anyway. But I kind of feel like I want to still follow through with this, just as a weird little project that will be in my history to be able to say that I did it. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good enough reason to sacrifice another, 200 some days of my life. I mean, I'll still be writing songs anyway, regardless. It's just those days where I wouldn't be writing, where I'm forcing it, and then all the uploading for something that I don't think very many people are watching. I think 2 or 3 a day, max. So, if that's you, I appreciate you. But even if that's not you, if you've only watched 1 or 2 and you've given me a little like or a high five, I appreciate you too. And, yeah, thanks for watching. I don't know if these check-in videos are useful to anyone. They help me a little bit to sort of see my enthusiasm wane and grow over and over again. It feels kind of like a microcosm for my life. I've always been kind of alternatingly enthusiastic and then discouraged. So it's not really anything new. Anyway, bye. There's my piano in our little house. Bye.